been working on that story the past week or more and was the only TV journalist to sit down with the city's police chief. Val, what did you find out?
West Chief Summers took office in October 2011. Since then, the number of arrests has stayed about the same, but some big cases remain unsolved. We've been following those cases for months now. I went to the chief and asked some tough questions about where they stand now. March 2012, a deadly shooting on Racetrack Road. 4 months later, a bandana-wearing gunman shoots 2 employees during a holdup at the Dollar General store on Noose Boulevard near Highway 43. January 2013, New Bern police respond to 3 armed robberies in one night. Officers are still looking for suspects in all of these violent crimes, and some residents are concerned. I sat down with Chief Toussaint Summers Jr. and dug up new information on the Dollar General shootings.
Has a suspect been identified?
Yes. When I say identified, we have a strong suspicion that we know who did it.
And this is an interesting turn of events because this person is not on the street.
Correct.
Can you tell me where this person is?
In jail now on federal charges.
Police submitted evidence to the state crime lab but need DNA results to positively identify the suspect. Because the state lab is backed up, that can mean a wait of up to a year, something that doesn't sit well with residents like Kevin Reese.
That's unacceptable. Can I delay my taxes for a whole year?
Detectives hope the lab results will provide the missing link needed to make an arrest. I also asked the chief about the back-to-back robberies on January 7th of this year. He says police are still building their case.
And as for the other 2, we really can't say for sure if they were all connected, but there's a good possibility that they were.
Police did arrest 21-year-old Matthew Small of New Bern in connection with the robbery at the 5 Points Mini Mart on Oaks and Glen Burnie roads. Armed men also targeted the Family Dollar store on News and the Broad Mart on Broad and Fleet Streets that night. As investigators search for the robbers, they also have a long list of breaking and enterings to tackle, including one 2 years ago at Kevin Reese's home on Racetrack Road.
PlayStations, PSPs, DVD players, laptops. The only electronic they didn't get was my TV.
He says police took a report but never got back with him.
We had every box, every receipt, every serial number.
The break-in isn't Reese's only concern. He lives just a couple of doors down from where shooting happened last March. 2 men shot, 1 died. The crime remains unsolved.
It's never an easy feeling. Especially when it's literally steps from your front door.
I was able to uncover more facts on the shooting that claimed the life of 23-year-old Darius Bradley. Chief Summers says it all boils down to a botched drug deal involving a group of people, all of whom were invited to the duplex.
We have basically identified everyone who was there, and we're trying to piece together all the information. And again, we need support of our lab.
Chief Summers says New Bern is safe and that he's taken steps to improve police presence throughout the city.
We have doubled the amount of officers on the street at peak time.
I'm glad to hear that he's doubled his force, and maybe it's time to triple his force, if that's going to protect us taxpayers.
I obtained the crime numbers for New Bern for the past 3 years, and I want to show you what I learned. 1 homicide was reported in New Bern in 2010 and 2011, and 4 in 2012. 44 robberies were reported in 2010, 52 in 2011, and 42 in 2012, so a little up and down there. Breaking and enterings rose from 945 in 2010 to 1,368 in 2011 and 1,516 in 2012. Chief Summers tells me the city did experience a spike in crime between September and December of last year. A number of business break-ins are part of that spike. I'll take a closer look at those numbers and talk to some merchants about police response tomorrow night at 6. Wes?
Good new information there, Val, and we're also getting the facts right on the gang problem in Greenville. Police say gangs there are responsible for a number of crimes. We wanted to find out which gangs and which crimes. And Val talked to Greenville Police Chief Hassan Aden, and we'll bring you those details this Wednesday and Thursday nights.